Well, good morning. Welcome back. If you frequent our class, you know we've had some scheduling things going on and some connection issues, but hopefully all of that is behind us and we are ready to continue moving forward. If you are new to us, my name is Corey. I'm a physical therapist with UCSD. And if you've made your way to us, then you're here to exercise with me today. So just me today. So with that being said, I'm going to be doing most of the exercises in standing, but everything is pretty straightforward, can be just completed in a sitting position. If you have difficulty standing, then having a chair nearby or setting yourself up next to a wall, or having something else sturdy next to you, a countertop, something like that, to maybe help with balance if you need it. We do have a balance section coming up later in the class. So kind of planning ahead for that. Otherwise, having a chair handy, because we are going to be doing some sit to stands, or can be swapped out for squats. So I'll kind of talk you through that as we go along. So with that being said, we will get to it. I'm just going to set my timer here and we're going to start with a little bit of a warm up. So first things first, I just want you marching in place. We're just going to try to loosen up those legs. We're going to do these warm up exercises for about a minute. So we're not in a hurry. We're just gently trying to warm up before we get to the rest of class. So you can kind of let those arms swing. Get your whole body moving. Good job. Keep stepping. We got about 15 more seconds. Hopefully, as you start to warm up, you start to loosen up and it feels a little bit better. Okay, so now we're going to work on just rolling our shoulders. We're going to go about 30 seconds forward and then 30 seconds backwards. And just trying to loosen everything up. With a lot of tension in our shoulders. All right, and then now let's go backwards. And it doesn't have to be fast. Just try to make them nice and big as we prep our bodies for movement. All right, good. Next, we're going to add in some neck movement. So I just want you to first start with turning your head left and right. Just gentle movement. And if it feels a little stiff in one direction, don't force it to go any further, but we'll see if we can loosen it up as we continue to work. Okay, and then now I want you to do small chin tucks. So just dropping the chin up and down, giving yourself about a double chin, trying to move from the top of your neck, kind of by the base of your skull. Good. And then now I want you to think about drawing a U with your nose. We're going up and around. Couple more. All right, and now I want you to think about drawing an upside down U or a rainbow with your nose. Kind of going up and over. Okay. And then now I want you to work on reaching up over your head, stretching as high as you can go, pressing and elongating that spine, and then bringing those arms back down and then back up, reaching as high and as far back as you can. And come back down. Good. And we reach high and up. I'll do two more. And reach high and down. Okay, last one. Reach high and down. Okay, next one, we're going to work on some rotation. So I want you working on reaching around in front of you, and we're going to alternate. So again, if it feels a little bit tight on one side versus the other, just feel where that tightness is. As we continue to warm up, you might be able to rotate a little bit further. Also, let your hips move with your upper body. So we're loosening everything up together. I'll do a few more. All right, very good. So hopefully we're all warmed up now. Our next block is going to be some amplitude training. If you guys have ever done big before, they're basically the big moves that you might be familiar with. So we're going to do these in a training block though. So we're going to do 45 seconds of work with a 30-second rest period in between. And we're going to try to go through it 2 times. Okay, so we get a lot of practice. So I'm going to set up my timer to keep us on our blocks. All right. What the heck? Give me just a second. Technical difficulties. Okay. All right. Okay, here we go. Okay, so the first one we're going to do is that big forward step. So I want you to stomp out big, make sure you're stomping and coming back, okay? And we're going to alternate. So stomp, come back. Big stomp, come back. And we got 45 seconds of this. So you don't have to be moving really fast. I actually want you moving a little bit slower and thinking about how big you're getting. Make sure your posture, your head's up, your chest is up, and you're taking big steps. A lot of effort. Okay, next we're gonna move into our sideways step. So same idea, you're gonna step out, reach, together, and then we're gonna alternate. Okay, again, the idea is that you're moving big and deliberate, intentional. Okay, no small movements. We got about 9 more seconds to go. All right, here we go. 45 seconds. Big step, big reach. Big step, big reach. Halfway through. Again, if you feel like you're moving small, move bigger in the second half. All right, we get 30 seconds of a rest, and then the next one is going to be the backward step. So I want you stepping backwards, but as you're stepping backwards, you're also going to reach behind, okay? So I'm stepping back, reaching, step, okay? And then same idea, we're going to alternate. So you're stepping back, reaching back, stepping down. If that's difficult with the reach, just focus on the step. Step back, together. Step back, reach back, together. Really try to stomp that floor. Good way to make sure that you're putting in a lot of effort. Halfway there. Again, focus on that posture, especially when you come back with those feet together. Your head, your chest should be upright. Okay, break. Next one we're going to do is a sit to stand. If you don't have a chair handy, you can always do a squat, just standing. So again, a squat like you're going to sit down to a chair, or the sit to stand. For these ones, I want you to work on going up fast and then down slow. Okay, working on that control. Again, we got 45 seconds. Here we go. Stand up fast, sit down slow. And up fast, sit slow. You have armrests and you need to use them. Use them. You don't. You can have your hands on your knees or your thighs. And just that big, explosive power when you stand up. And control when you come down. Okay. Take your 30 seconds of rest, and then we're going to move into some weight shifting. So for this one, I want you to have one foot in front of the other. So staggered stance there. And we're going to be working on rocking and reaching. So again, big weight shifts, big reaches. We'll do half on one side, and then we'll switch and do the other half of the time on the other side, okay? All right, so we're rocking and we're reaching up, almost like you're gonna jump. I'm shifting my weight from my back foot to my front foot. And then adding in my arms to help with that effort. Okay, we're gonna switch. My balance isn't very good today. Up. And if it's too hard with your feet really far separated, bring them together a little bit. All right, we're gonna take a rest, and this time we have a minute. So this is a good time to get a drink of water, take a seat if you feel like you need it. And then we're gonna repeat that same block one more time. So we're gonna start with those big steps forward and coming back, okay? Alternating between sides. But hopefully you guys can feel your heart rates getting up there, staying elevated. If you feel like you don't need this rest break, you can always, march it out or maybe walk to keep your heart rate elevated. But if you need the rest break, please take it. We got about 15 more seconds, and then we're going to start again. All right, here we go. Big forward step. Postures up. Good effort coming back. And again, if this is challenging for you to complete those big steps, maybe use the chair or the countertop to offset for your balance. Halfway through already. Big steps. All right, take your 30-second rest break. We're going to move into the side stepping. So again, those big reaches out to the side and coming back together, out to the side, back together. All right, take a nice deep breath and we're going to get going again. Here we go. Big step out, reach, together. And big steps, big weight shift. Keep your posture upright. Halfway through already. All right, take your rest break, and then we have our backwards stepping to complete. And again, this is that backwards with that backward reach, and then stomp and reset. Backwards, backwards reach, stomp, reset. Again, the idea is not speed. The idea is big movements, that big amplitude. So focus on that. Okay, here we go. Big step and reach back. Make sure you're coming up tall when those feet are together. Almost done, halfway through. All right, take your rest break. Get ready for our sit-to-stands or our squats, whichever one you are performing. Again, it's fast on the up and slow on the down. About 10 more seconds before we start. Take a couple nice deep breaths to get ready. All right, so again, fast up, slow down. Fast up, slow and controlled down. This is challenging for you. Make sure you're getting your nose over your toes as you're coming to that upright position, because you need that weight shift. Last one. And sit. Okay, take your 30 seconds to rest. And we're moving into our rocks and our reaches. So again, 1 foot forward, 1 foot behind. Give yourself some space if you need to help maintain your balance. And then we're going to be rocking and reaching at the same time. All right, here we go. So shifting our weight forward and backwards. Okay, let's switch sides. See, everyone can have an off balance day. That's for sure. All right, take a rest. I'll let you catch your breath, sit, grab some water if you need, and we'll start our next block. So for our next block, instead of in the previous, I had you working on really big, more deliberate, less speed, okay? This round, we are going to focus on moving and trying to move a little bit faster. So we're keeping the same kind of timing component. So we're going to do 45 seconds of work, 30 seconds of rest. We're going to go through it twice. But again, this time, you're going to start by trying to move as fast as you can. Okay? I don't want you losing that amplitude, so I still want you trying to move big, but now the emphasis is fast. Okay? All right. So I'm going to get our timer ready. And this one is just marching, but we're going to add the arms swinging. And again, the idea is to try to move fast. So I'm not going as slow as our warm up. I'm not going as slow as our amplitude block. We are moving faster. But you can still see I'm trying to keep my arms reaching high, my steps reaching high. Halfway through already. Okay, take a rest. The next one we're going to do is side steps. So I want you stepping sideways, stepping back. Again, we're going to try to move a little bit faster in this 45 seconds. So your heart rate should be getting a little bit higher, should be getting a little bit more breathy. That's okay. Let's try to push ourselves. All right, here we go. So moving fast. This could be helpful if you have a chair in front of you, if you're worried about your balance. Chair, countertop, just something to hang on to while you're performing these dance steps. Halfway through. Okay, nice job. The next one we're going to try is a crossover step. So I'm crossing forward, then back. Okay, then behind. So you can stick with whichever one. Maybe let's stick with just forward, make it easy. All right, we got about 5 seconds. Again, have your chair next to you, in front of you. I'm stepping forward, then uncrossing. Forward, then uncrossing. This one's a little bit harder, so you might not be able to move as fast as we just were. Pay attention for your safety, for your balance. If this one is too difficult, you can go back to that same just sidestepping as we were just practicing. You also don't have to cross over super far across if you can't quite do that. All right, take a rest break. The next one we're gonna try is walking forward. And again, I want you trying to walk fast, and then you're gonna flip it in reverse. So whatever space you have, if it's even just a couple feet in front of you, then that's what you work with. If it's just your countertop or your chair, whatever space you have, you need for your balance, keep it close by. Couple steps, okay? All right, here we go. So again, the idea is moving faster. So as we move faster, those arms should be moving. Halfway through. All right, we're gonna rest. We got our last one. And this one is we're gonna try to do quick feet. So I want you almost like you're running or you're stomping really fast in place. Use your chair, use your wall, use your countertop. So we're gonna try to do 15 seconds, take a break. 15 seconds, take a break. 15 seconds, okay? So you're gonna try to move those feet, even if you can't leave the ground, pump them up and down, okay? Okay, sprint. Go, 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 go. Okay, take a rest. 15 seconds. All right, and sprint. Go, 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 go. Try to move fast. Open. All right, rest. Okay, catch your breath on that one since that's our speed round. Again, we have a minute to rest, and then we're gonna repeat that same thing again. So give yourself a second. You can sit, you can stand. Catch your breath. Now, if you're kind of feeling like you didn't give it your max effort, that you still have room to give more, then maybe try giving 10% more, moving a little bit faster. If you feel like this was challenging because of a balance perspective, then again, giving yourself something to hang on to so you can move faster would be recommended, or even doing the exercise in sitting. That way you can still move those legs in a fast pace, but you're not compromising your safety. Okay, here we go. Marches with those arms. Again, maybe you start out at a pace, and then once you kind of get into it, you can go a little bit faster to finish it out. Halfway through, you got it. Lift and reach high, move fast. Okay, catch your breath. And then we got our side steps again. Again, hopefully you can feel that you're breathing a little bit harder and that your heart rate's elevated. Then we know we're getting into that aerobic conditioning. Okay, here we go. Quick side steps. If you keep your knees bent a little bit, You can move a little bit quicker, keeps you more nimble. But again, don't compromise your posture. Halfway through. All right, catch your breath. And we'll repeat our grapevine. So again, that's just that crossover front step, crossover front step. Or side stepping again for another round if you feel like you need to modify. All right, starting back up. Here we go. So crossover, uncross, crossover, uncross. Oops, gonna go continuous. Halfway through. All right, catch your breath. We're gonna go to our forward and backward walking again. And again, if it's difficult for you to stand or walk, you can still work on stepping that foot forward and backwards from your seated position. And then you would just alternate forward, back, okay? All right, here we go. So forward walking, backwards. Pretty healthy pace you're trying to keep up with. Halfway through. All right, catch your breath. And then our last one is our quick feet. So our little 15-second sprints. And then we're all done with the aerobic portion. All right, get ready, go. Move fast, try to lift the speed up. All right, rest, catch your breath, 15 seconds. We'll do it one more time. Take some nice deep breaths. All right, go. Last. All right. You did it. All right, I'm gonna set our timer aside. All right, I'll let you catch your breath for a few more seconds, and then we're gonna move into some strengthening exercises. So kind of full body strengthening here. So again, we'll catch your breath, and then we'll get into it. We are well over halfway through the class, so only a couple more things to do. All right, so we're gonna start for our strength. One is we're gonna do squats. So this time, again, not necessarily a speed component like we were doing it before. We are just working on strengthening. So I want you going down like you're gonna sit in that imaginary chair and then up. We're gonna do that 10 times. You can use your hands down for counterbalance. 2. You could also do sit to stand if you needed to. 3. So you can see with this one, I'm going slow and controlled the whole time. 4. You can also have your chair in front of you for balance. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. Make sure when you're coming up, got good posture. 10. Very good. Okay, the next one we're gonna try is a lunge. So if it's been a long time since you've done one of these, definitely have your chair nearby, your countertop, or your wall. And we are going to practice just stepping backwards. So my foot is coming back, but I'm gonna do a little bit of a dip. If that is too challenging for you, that's okay. You could work on just taking that step back and a smaller dip. And then again, having the chair next to you for support. If you are sitting, just work on taking that step backwards. That's good practice too. Okay, we're gonna do 10, then we'll catch our breath, and then we'll switch and do 10 on the other side. Okay, here we go. Step back, down as far as you feel comfortable, and you can get back up. That's 1, 2. These are really good to help you get up off of the floor if that's something that you're having difficulty with. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. Very good. We'll kind of shake those legs out if you need to, and then we're switching sides. Okay, here we go. So stepping back, coming down where you can comfortably. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Probably feel that in the tops of your thighs or those quadricep muscles. Okay, we're gonna do one more strengthening / balance exercise, and then we'll move into a little bit of a cool down, okay? Okay, so I want you standing, again, chair on one side of you if you need it. I want you working on bending this knee a little bit so it's not locked or straight, it's slightly bent. And I'm just gonna work on bringing my foot out to the side and back 10 times, okay? 2, and look at my posture, pretty in line still. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, you should have felt that on your standing leg, especially again if you have it unlocked. That's asking a lot out of those muscles to work to help balance and stabilize you. Okay, we'll catch our breath and then we'll switch sides again, unlock the knee a little bit and step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Okay. We're going to cool down either on the chair, on the floor, if you can get down to it. I'm just going to start with first just, can't think, stretching our chest, okay? So the easiest way to do that here is you're going to have your feet nice and wide apart. You're coming down and just kind of pushing down. You should feel this kind of in the front of your chest. If you don't feel it, again, go a little bit wider. Elbows wide, and you can kind of push into it from side to side, like so. Also, depending on how tight your inner thighs are, you might feel a stretch there as well. Okay, next one, we're gonna stretch out those hamstrings. So just put one foot in front, and we're gonna reach forward, hinging at your waist. You should feel a stretch down the back of your leg, behind the knee. Hold this for a little bit longer. Okay, and then we're going to switch sides, going down, hinging forward. Also reach towards those toes. Okay, and then we're going to come back up because we did a lot of posture work today. I also want you crossing over in front of you. We're going to stretch out the back of that shoulder. Okay, switch sides. All right. Always do kind of a postural reset, either holding onto the back of your chair and kind of stretching forward, or just reaching back. All right. And that, my friends, concludes our class for today. Hopefully you guys felt you get your heart rate up. Thank you for joining me, and we will see you guys again in a couple weeks.